air. So I want to talk about the New York City Teaching Fellows. I finished it, August 1st? Today's the 17th. So going on like 3 weeks ago, I finished it. I was waiting till Mercury got at retrograde for me to talk about it. Also, my eyes are just like watering right now. I'm getting ready to like go to do stuff later today in a little bit. But I just want to talk about it because it's getting like a lot of attention, kind of. Oh no, also just want to inform people how to do it, if you should join it or not, just like the logistics and realities of it. So the first question, should you join New York City Teaching Fellows? I'm not gonna tell you that right now. I'm gonna say at the end of this video. So the whole process, when I did it, I think I applied in like November. I applied November, December, something around that. I applied, I did my interview in like March, because it's like a little, you do the interview and then you do a phone interview. I think I did that shit like February, I honestly don't remember. And I got past the phone interview, and then you do a 5-minute demo lesson with other people, and they're like the students and you're the teacher, and you do demo lesson and you're doing what they provide you as like a standard, and then you just make a lesson based off the standards. So mine was about teaching younger kids about what was it called? How to treat the environment. That's it. So it was like a 5-minute lesson thing. That's it. So it was just seeing how you teach the lesson, do you get to the point, how you interact with the kids, are the kids interact with the lesson, stuff like that. You know, it's adults being the kids. Sorry, I went to get my necklace. I need it. It's my evil eye necklace. I need that protection. You see, it's crazy out here. See, it's a choker, so I'm gonna tighten it in. But yeah, I did the 5-minute lesson thing, and then they told us it would take like a month to get back if we made it into the actual program, because it's the application, then the phone interview, and then the 5-minute demo lesson, and then that's it. So it's not that tedious of a process, honestly. Our most tedious thing is just making the 5-minute demo lesson, but it's not that hard. They told them up. They come back in 2 weeks that I got into the program. So I was like, bet. So you get into the program, and so you start. There's two. There's immersions. Immersion fellows are just people. Let's say they want me a math teacher, but you don't have enough credits, so you have to start earlier to do grad school. They started June 1st. The other people who are non-immersion fellows started like June 15th, June 16th. That's what I did. I had my in-person grad school for 2 weeks. Not everyone's in person. A lot of people are online, but mine just happened to be in person for my specific grad school. There's like a whole bunch of different grad schools you can go to depending on your certification. I'm 7 to 12 special education. So I'm going to teach with older kids. So that was the 2 weeks. It's really intense, honestly, because you're really doing shit like basically for 12 hours. It's like 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. classes, and then you have another class. I think it's actually till 4 actually. Yeah, it's like 8 to 4 classes that I'm doing in person, and then you have from like 5:30 to 7 an online class that you have to do for teaching fellows, which is part of your grad school thing, and that's also extended. Pause. I'll explain. I don't want to confuse you. Whatever. So you do that for 2 weeks. And then for a full month, you're in an actual school building. And they call it a teaching academy. And you're also doing those little, the little online class, they call it SBS. You do that now, but in person with a different teacher. And you have to get like an overall 80% grade from when you do the 2 weeks. And then when you're doing that month of July in the teaching academy, you have to get at least 80% to pass. Because it's basically grad school work you're doing. Because and those grades transfer to your grad school thing. Yeah, and then you're doing that, but at the same time, you're not teaching all day, by the way, for summer school. I guess it more depends on it, but your teaching hours are only 8 to 12 during summer school, and you should be teaching one period. I heard some fellows are like teaching for like longer than that. That's not supposed to happen, but that's nothing to do with me. So I had a CC, who's my collaborative coach. She was very nice. I had another person in the classroom who was another fellow. We didn't work together. We just shared a classroom and we shared a coach. He was very nice too. And then you have a TAD who's the director of the teaching academy. They're in charge of everyone at the teaching academy. You have an LI who's your lead instructor who teaches the SBS stuff that you were doing to 2 Greeks over grad school. They teach it in person. And then you have a FEM. I forget what FEM stands for, but they're basically making sure that you're on track to pass, to graduate, to be a teacher, because you had to pass the summer program, the 4 weeks of teaching, to pass the program. So really, I guess it was more like 3.5 weeks, honestly, because like the first week there weren't any kids yet, because it's called summarizing summer school over here in New York City, and it didn't start until like, I don't know, I think the week of July 10th. So like the first week of July, we were just like doing SBS stuff, getting to know the school, getting to figure out where our placements were and stuff. I got placed in high school ELA, which is good because that's what I'm mostly gonna teach when I start work in September. I already got a job. They said it was gonna be ELA, and I'm gonna be teaching in high school. I'm not gonna give any more than that, but I'm very excited to be part of the DOE now, coming from a charter school. Let's get back on track. Yeah, so first week you're just kind of learning about the school, how teaching academy is going to work and everything, what they expect you, the expectations. And they're also grading you on like a rubric. It's called the Danielson framework, and that's the exact same rubric they're going to grade you in the actual school year. Because when you're an actual teacher in DOE, you get at least 4 I forget what they're called, but they're just like seeing, okay, are they doing this, are they doing that, and you get an overall score. Evaluation, I guess it's just an evaluation. Yeah, so you're doing that for about 3.5 weeks, depending on when your summer horizon school started. I did only for like 3.5 weeks, just because it started kind of late mine compared to the other ones. Honestly, I thought I had like a pretty good experience. I think it also just really depended on the people I had around me, my TAD, my FEM, my LI, my coach, the other fellows. They were pretty like chill for the most part, because I heard like a lot of tea a lot of drama coming from the other fellows, like in other TADs and other teaching academies, because they're part of like a main, like they made like a WhatsApp chat that had like hundreds of fellows in it. Because I think my cohort, I'm in cohort 39, they had like 1,000 people, which is a lot, and also makes sense because there's literally hundreds of schools in New York City that are public schools. So I heard there was a lot of drama. Like honestly, we would be very real with you. How well you do really depends on the people around you. And also, I'm gonna give advice, take it or leave it, whether or not if you join this next year, because I only do it like once a year over the summer, 7-week program. Just listen, take the feedback. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. Just listen, take the feedback, implement it. And then, because honestly, it's such like, it's not like really how you're gonna be teaching. When you're gonna be teaching, you can take what people tell you with a grain of salt. Unless it's like your principal telling you something. But I'm just like, just listen, do what they say, and that's really it. Just take feedback, because that has to do with the professionalism they said. Just take it. Just take it. Because literally, my TAD told me this, that the director, she said, well, if you got, because you when you're in a school, you get graded out of 4, but during the teaching academy, you only get graded out of 3, since we're new teachers. Also, I've been a teacher for almost 3 years at charter school, but this is the first time I meet in DOE, so I will be considered first-year teacher at the DOE. They said you were perfect, that you wouldn't be here in fellows, which I don't know about that. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, because you get 3 evaluations. They give us 4 just to like a practice one, like so we could like get used to having someone in the classroom. But the first one did was fake. That was just my school personally did. The next 3, I got 2.7 for the first 2, and I got 2.4 for the last one, because I was just having like a bad week. Just like I was just dealing with a lot at the time, and they're very understanding about that because I was being very open. Also, be very open and honest about stuff that's going on in your life. Like I was dealing with personal stuff, and they were very understanding of me, my TAD. So as long as you have like open communication, that's gonna be like a really thing that's important, especially even like the school year. Like because that stuff that was affecting now is gonna like infect me when I start this job, and my principal already knows about that. He's very understanding about that, because I think it was out of my hands, out of my control, the personal stuff I'm dealing with. Yeah, so I passed because they overall averaged all 3 grades, and my overall average was like a 2.6, so I did really good, so it was pretty easy. And then I got like a 91% for Hi Egypt. Wait, look at my cat. Hi. Wait, can you see her? Okay. I hope you saw her. I couldn't tell. Yeah. And then, so that's like the overall process. And after that, you have to get at least 80 or whatever score they have. I had 2.6. You need at least a 2 point, like, I don't know, you need at least a 2.6 to like pass. I got it. I had an overall average. It was fine. And then I got 91% for my SBS grades. So it was fine. I passed. I kept my job secured. Because if you don't pass the summer school, you're going to lose your job. You're not going to be part of the program anymore. So, like, you should have luck. Yeah. So I passed. That was fine. I don't think anyone in my program personally failed. I know a whole bunch of people failed in general. Which is probably because they weren't taking the feedback. They were too mouthy. Which honestly, that's something you need to learn. And they also weren't just like going with the flow, because like they kept saying, because of like a lot of last minute changes and stuff, and like the not the greatest communication from the DOE, which is just like a thing you're gonna have to deal with in general when you're a teacher. That's like, you work in charge, so they didn't have the greatest communication skills, a lot of last minute changes. That's just being a teacher. That's the reality of it. So they were just really struggling with that. Also, some people I know just didn't really have great coaches. They were kind of mean, some of them. So be very honest, be very aware of your surroundings, who you're talking to, who you're with. I recommend just keeping your head down for those 4 weeks, just doing what you're told. If you make friends, fine, but be very mindful, because people are nosy and weird. just teachers just very gossipy and cliquey. That's just it. You don't have to go to church with the same thing. That's just how teachers are, because they're in a building all day. That's really it. So that's something you can learn. And then you get the stipend. The stipend this year, because I know they try to increase it every time, it was $35,000. I got $4,000 because I got my stipend from my school. There is this thing called a SUNY grant. I think they only started it this year, and it was only at like certain schools. It was only like 5 schools. There's like 15 schools you could have gone to. One of my schools were the 5 schools. And I got the grant. It's a need-based grant, so they paid my stipend, which was $4,000. And also, Teaching Fellows, since they're paying for your education, your master's, they're gonna pay majority of it, but you have to pay some of it back. So if you work at a place in the Bronx, you have to pay $10,000 back. But if you work outside the Bronx, you have to pay like $12,500. But you're not like personally paying back. They're like just taking it out of your paycheck. Yeah. So that's not really gonna happen to me because of the SUNY grant, because my school was gonna pay that part that I would have, that they would take in my paycheck. They're gonna personally pay it back. So either they're not gonna take anything out at all my paycheck, or take significantly less that they would have. So that was really nice. I got my stipend like the first week of August, because it was from my college, it was from my school. I could have got earlier, but they told me they had to wait until other people got their stipend, so that was annoying. But I still got it. But I know there's been a huge stipend issue. A lot of people have not gotten paid, specifically the students who specifically the fellows who didn't get the SUNY grant. Like, a lot of them have not gotten paid yet, because the DOE is always, they tend to get paper checks. They're a very antiquated system. So yeah, I know there was like a really big deal. They even started talking about, like, some people started talking to this newspaper called Chalkbeat, which is like, like an education newspaper thing. Which I totally get. Like, we did all this work. You still could get it throughout the summer, and we haven't gotten a penny until August, and the program's already over by that time. It's stressful. It's a lot. I'm lucky that I got unemployment throughout it, so like I was like pretty good on that part. But I was just like, I completely get it, because even though I got unemployment is not that much money, and I live in New York City and Manhattan, so it's hard. I get it. I get how stressed they were. Yeah. So, wrapping up, should you join the New York City Teaching Fellows? I'm gonna say it depends. It depends on where you are in life. If you're like my age, I'm 29, I'm gonna be 30 next year. I was already started teaching, but I didn't have a degree. I mean, I didn't have a certification in teaching, which is not really shouldn't trust charter schools. Teachers don't make me certified. But that's neither here nor there. So that's why I started teaching at charter schools, so I could try to get certified. Because some of the charter schools, they'll help you get certified, blah, blah, blah. But here, they'll pay for it all. And, like, I like teaching. Do I see it as, like, a career I'm going to do for the rest of my life? I don't think so, honestly, because I have other desires, and I want to probably go admin and help more people than just in my school in my classroom. But that's besides there. So I really just think it depends. If you're like my age, maybe even older, a career changer, which a lot of people are, then I highly recommend doing it. It's the quickest way to get in the classroom. Do Teaching Fellows. I don't recommend the collaborative one just because it takes like 6 months. It's just very long. So you don't have a lot of money then for those 7 weeks. Think of that for like 6 months, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Teaching Fellows is where it's at. It's a much quicker process. But if you're not, you're in a position to, like, what about if you're ready, and you're getting ready to get your bachelor's? You can minor in education and get certified through that. Like, I very recommend doing that if you don't have to do this program. If you can afford to go get your master's and get a scholarship. If you can, if you're still in college right now, you're thinking of being a teacher, at least get a minor in it, because you'll get a certified teacher in New York City then, at the very least. I definitely think traditional is better than this program, but it's good for people who are changing their career, or older people like me who are want their masters and can't really afford it. Especially if I were working in education, I like teaching, because I did see some people who are like younger. I'm like, you're 23, bro, could just go back to college. It's like a lot of unnecessary work. Yeah, because even my collaborative coach said, yeah, I would have never done what you're doing. I'm glad the traditional route. That's what she told me, which, like, is valid. It's less stressful because traditional route, you do everything we're doing over, like, semesters. You're not doing within 7 weeks. It's a lot. It's a lot. We did, like, a semester worth of work in 7 weeks. It's a lot. It's just intensive. So, yeah, like, it just really depends on your situation. Also, like, mentally, if you can't handle it, because you're going to be very busy. So if you do this program, you need to find ways to, like, help yourself deal with this stuff. Like, deal with people being petty and rude. Because honestly, I'm going to be so real. Trump really made white people bold, because a white people told me, not even just a white people, just a few white people told me that they know more about racism and colorism than me. So I thought that was interesting. I'm not going to go further than that, but I'm like, that was racist as fuck. So you really have to deal with, like, and that's like a reality you're gonna deal with at work. There's gonna be a lot of people who have political different views to you, which I think is crazy. You're a Trump supporter and you work in a school in the Bronx, whatever. But it is what it is. That's what you're gonna have to deal with in real life. So I guess it's good practice. But you really have to figure out how to deal with different personalities, different political beliefs. People just pissing you off. You're in close quarters all day. You're like always with these people. So it's like a good training route for that. Cause honestly, I definitely learned that be more mindful and discerning of people. That's really it. So, should you join Teaching Fellows? It depends. My experience wasn't too bad until the very end. Some white man tried me and said some nasty racist shit to me, and then the director backed them up on their racism, and then I clocked her, but it was fine. I'm good. But yeah, I'm excited to be starting teaching in September. I'm very excited to work with my kids and be a high school teacher. I'm very, very excited. All these opportunities are coming up. I'm still gonna do my other passion. I do stand up. I'm a comedian. I'm a writer. Like, I'm still doing all this stuff. I don't give a shit. I will be a published author. All of that. But teaching in the meantime, I really like it. Whether or not I do this long term, I don't know. But yeah, education's fun. I like working. I'm very excited. So it just really depends what you want out of life. So I hope this video was informative, because the Teaching Fellows program is a lot. So get prepared for that. Be emotionally ready for that. You're gonna cry at some point. You're gonna be stressed out. It's a lot. It's like a very I think it shows what teaching can be like. Like, teaching is under like a pressure cooker job. It really is. I still love it, especially working with high school kids. High school kids are so much funner to work with than the little kids I used to work with. Like, they were cute. They were my babies. So I'm just like, high school all the way. Also, my cohort was a bit messy just because we were the first cohort. They usually don't do fellows teaching in high schools. When I was the first cohort that they did that, I guess because a lot of people want to work in high schools and they need experience, which I think is valid because I taught in a high school. I taught 11th and 12th graders, so a lot of my 17 and 18-year-olds. It was a good experience. I feel like it really helped prepare me for being a high school teacher. I already had some experience teaching in high school already because I taught 9th graders as a sub at a charter school. It was a long-term sub, so I taught them for a while and I had the same class, the same kids all the time. So, but it really added a lot of experience to me. I think it's worth it. The education is what you want. If you enjoy helping people, I enjoy helping people. Again, do I see myself being a teacher for like 30 years? Probably not. I have this plan of getting tenured and then figuring out what I want from there, because I think I'm going to try to be admin because I want to help more people than just within my community. I want to help everyone in New York City. Yeah. So, I hope you have a great day. Bye. See you later.